I want to tell you about the day that my significant other stood right in front of my face, looked me dead in the eye, and told me that she can get any MFer in the street to do the things for her that I did for her. See, she was from New Orleans. And when we were dating, I noticed that all around her apartment, she had these Mardi Gras dolls, various sizes. They were all over the home. And she was living in New Jersey. So I understood what that was about, right? This was her safe space. The Mardi Gras dolls reminded her of home, even though she was thousands of miles away. And I knew that they were very important to her, right? This sense of home and community. And so one day I found myself in Harlem and I was shopping for myself. I was just getting like a shirt or something like that. And if you've ever been to Harlem, you know they have these fantastic mom and pop shops there where you can buy clothing and other materials and stuff, right? All along Harlem. And so I walk into this shop and I'm buying this shirt and I actually go to bring it to the cashier. And I happen to look up all the way up on the far right corner and I see this huge porcelain Mardi Gras doll. Now, this took me by surprise. The shop had nothing to do with New Orleans. And as far as I knew, the proprietor wasn't from there. I had never seen anything like it before there. And so I was shocked to see it. And sure enough, I asked about it and it was hand painted. It was pure porcelain and it had beautiful colors, the purple and green and the beads around it and the painted face. If you've ever seen Mardi Gras dolls, you know what I'm talking about. And the first thing I thought about was her. And I was like, oh my God, she's going to love this, right? And it was expensive. And I asked how much it was. He told me how much it was. It was a lot of money. It was money I really didn't have. But I was like, I know how important this would be for her. She would love this. And so I bought it for her. An odd thing happened. I brought it to her and I was all excited. When you give gifts, really giving gifts is just as much about you as it is about the person you're giving the gift to. It feels good, right? When you know that this is something that they're going to love. And it feels good for you as well as for the person you give it to. And so I was real excited about it, about showing her that I saw her, right? That I knew who she was. And she did the oddest thing. She took the doll. She said, thank you, in this really dry, kind of monotone way. And she took the doll and she put it in her closet. And, me being who I was back then, I didn't push it. I didn't rock the boat. I was like, hey, it's hers. She can do with it whatever she wants. But as the relationship grew and as we got deeper and deeper into our relationship, I noticed that I found myself time after time having to defend who I was to her. Time after time, she kept asking me stuff like, well, what do you do for me? Like literally straight out, she would get in my face. What do you do for me? And I found myself, sitting there because, I wasn't strong enough mentally or emotionally, I discovered later, but I would sit there and tell her, well, I do this for you and I do that for you. And, and what about, and then this one day I finally got fed up and I said, one day I bought this porcelain Mardi Gras doll for you that was so much money and I thought you would love it and you don't even display it. You literally just put it in your closet. I haven't seen it since. What's up with that? And that's when she stood there, looked me dead in the eye and said it. And she spelled out MFer. She didn't hold anything back. She said, I can get any MFer in the street to do that for me. And I'm telling you, it took every last ounce of manhood I had to not punch her right in the face, because it's exactly what I wanted to do. I actually stood there and balled my fists. I remember standing there. I remember the feeling. I felt anger and frustration and pain, and I just wanted to lash out. And all I saw was her face and my fist. And it took everything I had just to turn around and walk away. I got flashbacks of my grandfather when I was a little boy telling me, Stephen, Berlacks don't do that. When he was talking about negative things that people can do. And he was like, Berlacks don't do that. I started flashing back to that. I started remembering things like my name, what it meant. My grandfather teaching me, my name is Stephen. It means, crowned one. And I should react as if I'm royalty. And the fact that I was a bastard child in the Bronx has nothing to do with that. And I should demand that others treat me as if I'm royalty. And I thought of all those things at the time that I was standing there with my fist balled up, ready to punch her in her eye. And I learned a couple of things from that. First of all, number one, trust me, she is no longer part of my life in any way, shape, or form. So that was the first thing I learned. If people, do that to you, they cannot be around you. But the first thing I learned was that never, ever, ever try to justify yourself to the people close to you. If somebody knows you and loves you and understands who you are, they would never ask you what you do for them. That would never be words that come out of somebody's mouth. And if anybody close to you ever does that, you already know they are not for you. The second thing I learned is a mantra that I have lived by from that moment forward. And it is this: you either see me or you don't. You either see the person that I am, the warts and all, right? No matter all the warts I have, I'm a human being like everybody else. I would never tell somebody that I'm perfect, but I know that I'm a good man, and I know the good stock that I come from. I know that I'm ambitious, and I know that I'm strong, and I know that I'm spiritual and intellectual. I know all these things. And if you can't see me, even though you're close to me, then you must get the boot. And that's what I do. I gave her the boot, and I give anybody close to me that can't see me, I give them the boot. Because the thing that I learned is that if somebody is close to you and they still can't see you, 99 times out of 100, it has nothing to even do with you. It has nothing to do with you. The reason why people refuse to see you most of the time is because of their own demons, their own darkness. They can't stand to see you doing well because it brings out the darkness in them that maybe they're not doing as well as they feel that they should be. And so instead of celebrating you, instead of seeing you for who you are, instead of applauding you, they try to bring you down. They tear you down. And they know because they're close to you that they can do it. And they say stuff like, I can get any MFer out there to do those things for me, because there's darkness in them that they don't want you to expose by your light. And so I turn to coaching people. I coach people just because I don't want other people to spend years trying to figure this stuff out like I did, going to counseling like I did. I don't want the people that I coach to go through another minute of living in darkness and trapped by people around them, dream crushers, be it the people around them or the circumstances that they deal with that keep them from living the lives that they see in their minds. I coach people because I've lived it. I lived it so that you don't have to live another minute of it. And so if you want to find out how broadcasting your inner champion can make you successful, if you want to find out how my coaching, my experiences can get you to not live one more second with dream crushers around you so that you can finally live the life that you dream of, then go ahead, click the button below and get a complimentary Achieve Your Inner Vision strategy session with me, Steve Berlack, the Inner Vision Navigator. You don't have to go through that one more minute, be it from people, be it from things. I don't care what you're going through. I'm here because I've lived it and I can coach you through it. Until then, this is your Inner Vision. Broadcast your inner champion.